People. Que pasa, sac passe, what they do. Now people, the first thing that is popping in the news, it is called Jamaicans overseas. It seems as if some of them leave Jamaica, and when they go to America, them keep up the same FUCKRY. Them nah no head, them nah no sense. Now people, I am speaking specifically about an incident that occurred at a Burger King in New York. And it involves a 30-year-old Jamaican man, his name is Winston Glynn, and an employee of that Burger King outlet, her name is Crystal Neves. Now people, based on the information, it is said that Mr. Glynn, he is in the custody of the Popo for the takeaway of that employee that works behind the counter of the Burger King. Based on the information, it is said that on Sunday, last Sunday, Mr. Glynn, he went to the Burger King outlet, a Burger King outlet in which he used to be an employee. Now people, I don't know if he felt as if he was fired. I don't know if this is some sort of disgruntled ex-employee that came back and seeking some sort of justice. However, based on the information, it is said that a gunman entered the premises of this outlet and he started to pistol whip a customer. He then saw the manager and cuff the manager in her face. He then pointed the tool in which him running at the building with at the lady behind the counter, 19-year-old Crystal Neves. Now people, what it seems as if these criminals, when they leave Jamaica and they go to America, it seems as if they underestimate law enforcement in America. It seems as if they overestimate how smart they are, when the truth and the fact is that they are the dumbest of the dumbest. So therefore, it is basically law enforcement, meaning detectives, they are playing chess, and then the little Jamaican football boy, them are play checkers. So therefore, it is no competition. What they don't realize that law enforcement in America, UK, Canada, they will use the simplest thing and they will use that and catch you. So in other words, I am saying that them are going to trace back to see who the company have any sorts of problem with. The last person that they fired, what was the reaction of this person? They will use those same employees and say, can you identify certain features in this person's body type, certain way the person walks, certain body language. And people, when you hear what they use, because like I said, this youth, he came in, he had on a ski mask, him mask marks up, him have on a tam, him have on a hoodie, him have on all sorts of things. However people, it's still, the camera still did not pick up his face. So therefore, people, when you hear what they use, you are going to be shocked. And you are going to say to yourself, you know, sir, when you're serious about crime, you use the simplest things. Now people, what happened is that this youth, he had an earbud in his ears, and the wire from the earbud, it was hanging out of the pocket of his hoodie or jacket. So therefore, based on what the Popo said, they said that they had little more than a blur, little more than a silhouette. So therefore, just a black image, because he was in full black like Alliance and know this, the bounty and them, because this youth is wicked. So anyways people, what they said is that they went from different locations, meaning everybody will have CCTV from the scene of the crime all the way through the subway. And one thing was very consistent, the person that they were watching had those string of the earbud hanging out of his jacket. So people, that is how they trail this man. Now people, this man went to courts and when he went to courts, the mayor, the newly assigned mayor of New York, which is a black man, he responded. The residents, they responded because apparently this lady is from some sort of Spanish country. So people, the black people them out, the Americans, the white people them out. Even the judge said that, listen, I have been on this court or in this court for decades, and this is one of the most despicable acts that I have ever seen. That makes absolutely no sense. Everybody, they are outraged. And people, what are they saying? This Jamaican, one Jamaican, 30-year-old Jamaican, leave from Jamaica, come as a resident or come to America and basically turn the place, turn New York upside down. So therefore, this whole incident is giving residents in New York a very bad eye as Jamaican, as West Indian, as Caribbean people, as immigrant. And again, people are Jamaican. And this is the reason why. It is said that when he pointed the gun at the lady, the 19-year-old, Neves or Neves, because you know them have Spanish, so the accent kind of different, pronunciation kind of different. And anyway, I always butcher people's name. He pointed the tool at her. She was going into the cash register. However, she was fumbling. However, she did manage to give him the cash. And then when him get the cash, him still pie up the girl. Him still take out the girl. Now people, what was even worse is that when he was going to court or when he was coming from courts and the news people them ask him and the residents them ask him and accuse him and jeer him, he must say a repatriation. So now people, what do you think is going to happen? This is going to look more like some sort of HATE crime. So therefore, if him don't watch himself and make these people get serious upon him and give him the whole book, meaning that supersede whatever charge he got and call it some sort of HATE crime. If him not look out, he can get the DEATH penalty. That means them can juice him up. That means them can put him up on one tree and fling him down. That means they can do just about anything that they want, if it is within the law or the rules of New York City. So people, me just say, this youth really gave Jamaica a very bad name. This youth really gave Jamaica a black eye, on top of the black eye that it already has. So people, tourists are going to look upon it. People are going to look and say, wait, I saw them Jamaican stay, I saw them evilous, I saw them cruel, I saw them wicked. So people, me just say, we have to take all these things into consideration when we talk about Jamaican, the image that we put out there. And people, this youth, in give Jamaica a very bad image, a bad name, point blank and period. Now people, when we do the maths and you go to the Cambio, you go to Grace Kennedy or one of those places that exchange money, you would get exactly 14,500 at the rate in which you receive money. So people, this man take away this lady. He robbed the place of $100 equivalent to 14,500 Jamaican dollar. Him take away the lady. Him con up the lady. Him beat up the manager. Him beat up the customer that was just there. And at the end of the day, a couple of days after, he is now in the custody of the Popo. You know why, people? Because maybe when he used to work there, him bad up the people them, they filed a report to the Popo and they dismissed him for that same reason. So therefore, there is a paper trail. New York City, Burger King. Whenever you go to New York City and you enter any sort of establishment, there is going to be CCTV, there's going to be camera, security camera. And people, I am speaking about the best of the best. I am not speaking about these cameras that we see in Jamaica where all sorts of crime are being perpetuated and we see some grainy thing. We can't differentiate a dog from a man. We can't see any sort of face. All we see is some sort of blurred image like some sort of silhouette. No people, me I talk about the best of the best. So therefore, Even if he had on any sorts of ski mask, any sorts of tam, whatever over him head, everybody have a specific walk in which they walk. So people, him being an ex-employee, he would have been easily recognized or identified by somebody that knows him, especially if there's a history of him acting up, especially if he made some sort of bad impression for them to fire him. They are going to be expecting that. People know, so listen, with how these people are going postal nowadays, them know, so listen, if we get rid of somebody, we have to tell the poor and people. One thing that we know about Americans, they talk a whole lot. It is their civic duty, and people, they do it very well. It is not like Jamaica where them talk about walk and live and talk and DEAD or inform of DEAD, rate, lele, blue, blah, bling. No, people, it is the polar opposite there. So people, here again, last week Sunday, today our Saturday, less than 6 days, less than a week, he is caught, he is charged, illegal firepiece, ammunition, takeaway, robbery, and people, $100. So therefore, him take with these person for $100. Now people, this just speaks volume as to the mentality of Jamaicans, whether they are living overseas, whether they are Jamaica. It is as if they don't think things out 100%. It is as if they think that they can beat the system, but the system. So therefore, him go him ex-job, where he was an ex-employee, and him ex out the people, him cuff up him manager. So people, you know, sister, these Jamaican people, and people I am speaking in general, not everybody, because most of us are legal, law-abiding, tax-paying citizens of the country in which we live in, whichever country that is. But me just say, it is the one or the bad apples that give Jamaica a bad name. And people, remember, this man left from Jamaica, he is 30, or he was 30 at the time. Well, 30 because it's just happened last week. Him left from Jamaica, don't know his situation back in Jamaica, went to America, land of opportunity. Well, if you're working at a Burger King at 30-year-old, maybe you're not doing so good. However, people, different circumstances, don't know when he went to America, so therefore I am not going to put down any sorts of judgment for anybody. However, what I am speaking specifically about is his deeds, is his action. The man actually get fired, lost his job, left the job, went back, robbed the same place, beat up the same manager, and then take away an employee that he maybe work with, that he don't have any sorts of problem with. And people, this is based on what the popo, the investigators, the detectives say. This is not a lady that was targeted, the 19-year-old that was caught up behind the counter and robbed behind the counter. There is no sort of evidence to say that she was targeted. Some people, me just show you how foolful these Jamaicans are, how them give Jamaica a bad name. And people, this is yet an next perfect example, point blank and period.